Well, happy day, and may the 4th be with you. Which, it's kind of funny, I was finally thinking about today. When you say may the 4th be with you, it almost sounds like you have a lisp. You know, may the 4th is strong with this one. It's like,
it's Mike Tyson saying, may the force be with you.
It's like, why are you saying it that way? Saying what way? Forget it. I will forget it.
I will.
But, welcome to another episode of the Bodacious Rant, guys. I'm getting distracted. It's been a crazy day so far. Again, May the 4th. So I hope everybody's having a good Star Wars day, whether you celebrate it or not. We got an Obi-Wan trailer, but most importantly, Moon Knight finally came to an end. But I believe they changed it to a season finale, not a series finale, which, the way this ended, it kind of does, I want season 2. And I think everybody does. I haven't seen of all the shows, maybe besides Loki and WandaVision, I haven't seen anything that's like, no, I want a season 2. We have to have it. This is one that everybody's calling for, season 2. And without a doubt, I could say this is definitely, I think, my favorite Marvel show so far. Just such a great ending. I'm going to give my season rating now. Damn it. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 just because, as much as it is my favorite, it's still, it's I don't know how to put it. Nothing, like you've told me, Bern, nothing's ever truly perfect, So I'm going to stick with that rating.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's ever truly, perfect. Even 5 out of 5s that I give, they're not without their faults and stuff. But yeah, man, this has been an incredibly fun season of television. I feel like this and Loki are without a doubt the most consistent Marvel shows for me personally. I really dug a lot of the creative choices that they did in this series. The acting across the board, as we mentioned in every episode, has been flawless throughout.
Fantastic, yep.
And yeah, just the unconventional storytelling is something that I really enjoyed, and them breaking the Marvel mold, and this sort of being, I don't think it's in a different universe, but it's very much a very bottled up story where the ramifications of this series, we don't necessarily see them in the wider MCU, or the vice versa, where the MCUism of it all has a lot of bearing on this show. I think this one, out of a lot of the projects that we have gotten, can be said that this is the most the most isolated thing that we've gotten in this MCU, and I really enjoy it for that. It feels like it's its own thing, and that the creators and the actors and all the people involved can sort of have a lot of room to play with. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed this whole series, and I am also giving it a 4 out of 5. This has been a really, really fun show, and going through it week to week, it's been great speculating and doing all that. And yeah, I'm like you, I want to see more.
Yeah, maybe that's why I'm giving it. To be honest, I can't fathom a reason why I'm not giving it 5 out of 5. It's just a gut feeling. It's like, nah, it's a great show, but it's not the best one. But it is definitely, this and Loki are definitely the most consistent ones, where I don't feel like there was a lot of stories or something they hinted at that didn't get resolved or something for this one. This one actually wrapped up things pretty well for this season. So even if it does end off this one, I'm like, you know what? As long as we see him in other movies, I'm down for that, because it would make a lot of sense to do so, especially with Blade and Kit Harington's character, the Black Knight. Yeah, especially with them coming in, it's like I could totally see Moon Knight teaming up with them or making a cameo appearance in that movie. So, but let's get started in the spoiler session, shall we, Bern?
Yeah, I'm ready to dig into the finale.
For sure. So for those of you who haven't seen it, definitely check it out ASAP, because it's out, and come on back and dive into the spoilers with us. So let's get the ball rolling.
Let's get the show on the road.
Yes. Well, like I said, pleasantly surprised that I'm glad the way the last episode ended with Steven falling to the sands. I'm glad Mark just couldn't bring himself to be like, you know what, I can't be without him. Even though Steven kind of was a crutch. I remember watching, I was like, I hate to say he kind of was. I do agree with Steven. You only created me because you need me for all the hard stuff. I was there to take all the punishment kind of, or something. But in the end, it was like, you know what? He's still part of me. I can't just let that go. Mm-hmm. I thought that was awesome. and Tower, it was just hilarious. This I think she was funnier than the last one, to be honest, with her and Layla.
Yeah, Tower was a great addition to the show, and then at the end of episode 4, and then throughout episode 5, and here it's so great to see her like interacting with other characters outside of Mark and Steven, and yeah, her interactions with Layla was the pairing that I didn't know I wanted, and once I got it, I was like, I can have a whole show of this. They were so great together.
Yeah, I mean, especially just because I like that Layla. I keep forgetting the actor's name behind Layla, but
May Calamavi.
Thank you. I like that when she was trying to find Khonshu, and Khonshu tried to say, "Oh, like, well, we need an avatar." She's like, "I'm not doing it. Like, Mark already told me all the dirt on you." And he's like, "Whatever." I like that Tower was trying to possess her, and that was a very well done thing. Like how Oscar Isaac can't just be the only one with like having multiple personalities. Tower had to invade her body too, and it was just like that was fun. It was very well done. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I like that they didn't fall into that cliche of like her accepting like, because we've seen it before where like someone's trying to save someone and it's like, oh, okay, I'll allow you. I think the most recent one that I can draw similarities to is Venom with his girlfriend. Her pairing up with Venom to go save Eddie. It's like we've seen that before. So whenever we see that a secondary character is presented with the decision, you have to do this in order to save the main character. It's like, okay, we've gone through those motions before. So for her to outright like stand firm and object to Khonshu's advances, I was like, okay, good. Like she's not gonna back down just because the person that she loves is in danger. She's like, no, like we're gonna figure out another way, and I like that she stuck to her guns basically.
Yeah, and also just it kind of is a credit to the writing. Like they actually wrote smart characters. They weren't just doing some. How do I put it? Just because she could be completely forgiving of him, and she kind of is, but it was because of a lack of understanding of what was going on. Where the way other movies and other stories have written is like, oh, they know everything, but they still go back to him like an idiot. It's like, okay, cool. So I did like that she stuck to it and was like, no, we're not doing that. But then when Mark and Steven bonded together over the heart, like unfreezing them both, I was like, yes, like friendship. I kind of thought of Damon and Nightman, just you're a master of karate and friendship for everyone. I don't know why that song came to mind, but I was just like, yeah, the Damon and the Nightman.
It's because Moon Knight is the Nightman, basically.
Just what is going on up here? I never know, man.
but yeah, that scene in the duet, him going back for Steven was great. It was another like emotional payoff to, yeah, like he feels that Steven has become his own person, and he couldn't bear to live with the thought that out of all the horrible things he's done and only the good things that Steven's done, that he didn't deserve that fate, and he would rather go die alongside him than live in what he feels is like an unearned paradise. And yeah, I was there with you, just like just touched by it, and I guess Osiris was too, because that big softy was the one who opened the gates up and was like, all right, you guys have another shot at life. So I was like, okay, good. Like I'm glad that we get more Steven, because I was going to be pretty sad if we didn't, because I've really come to love that character.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like I know I was annoyed with him for part of this season, but honestly, the last couple and just especially this one, I was like, man, I can't take Mark without Steven, so I'm really glad they pulled through.
Like he says later, they're a package deal.
Yep. And then when they come back, I like that he just is reborn with the Moon Knight suit, and Layla's got her cool Tower suit as well. Very like an Egyptian falcon essentially, which I was like, I have no problem with this. I'm all for it. She looks awesome. Her wings with the swords. I was like, yes, she's got a cool weapon.
That was sick. Like you said, an Egyptian falcon / Hawk Girl /
Wonder Woman kind of.
Wonder Woman, yeah. Like it was a blend between all of those, and yeah, she was dope.
Just perfection for her, and I like that Steven and Mark both in the Moon Knight suit, like Moon Knight and Mr. Knight. kind of told Khonshu, like, okay, this is the deal. We're gonna help you, but you're gonna let us go. And he's like, now, before we have stuff to do. It's like, yes, exactly, now, because you're the one who did the same shit to us. It's like, fine, I'll give you my word. He's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I will release the both of you.
Yeah, that's oh God. We'll talk about the last little scene, but damn, now that you pointed that, I was like, oh, that's a twist of the knife right there. I loved the rest of the episode. Was crazy cool. Just him flying across the desert. I didn't realize he could fly. I thought it was like a gliding thing, so that was really neat.
Yeah.
Him and Layla just fighting together, and then Steven, when he came in, now that he's got his confidence, he knows he's like, if I'm Mark, then I could fight too. Just total badassery across the board.
So cool.
Ethan Hawke was a great, formidable villain. He didn't just have his, like, he wasn't just a cop out of a villain. Like, he talks big, but then he ends up just falling flat. And then,
and I like how he stuck to his convictions. You know, like sometimes when we get to the end of the villain, you know, like releasing their master plan, they turn into just a cartoon caricature. And I like that wasn't the case with Harrow. When he releases Amit, he tells her like, hey, I'm ready to be judged by you. If you deem me like my scales unbalanced and I should be condemned to the underworld, I accept it. And I was like, okay, like this isn't like one of those things where he's like, oh, unlimited power. Just no, like he's a man of conviction, and it's a very scary thing, and it reminds me a lot of Thanos, where he's very determined in his goal, and Harrow was so much the same.
Yeah, I also like that too. I was like, oh, he's willing to get judged and sent to the underworld. Like, okay, I can respect that. He's insane, but he's not like a coward, I will say.
He's not just all talk. Yeah.
No, and I will say this: Amit, Taweret, and Khonshu, their design was awesome. Especially more Taweret and hers, because they actually had skin on their bones, and the textures looked great. The design, like her hair was like the tail. I thought that was really cool. Very interesting.
Oh, Amit, you mean? Right?
Amit,
the crocodile. Yeah. You said Taweret.
Taweret,
she did look great
too. She just looks so cuddly as a hippo, and her
little
again,
ear flutters.
Yeah, just like costume design too. And the biggest twist for it that caught me off guard was when he's about to die by Harrow or something. He's at that little like death pin, and then bam, everything's done with. And Layla's like, "What happened?" And he's like, "That wasn't you, Steven, was it?" No, it was definitely not me. It's like, again, another confirmation of third person, yet we didn't see it.
Yeah.
But when they imprisoned Amit, that was just another just cool moment. Reminded me of the Mummy again. I was expecting to hear those words from the Mummy when they summoned him, kind of thing. So I was just like, damn it. But that was really cool. And, I'm just glad that he kind of like stuck it to Khonshu, like, I gotta finish this, but I'm not gonna do it because you want me to. Like, I'm done doing this. And the only thing I was kind of confused that he woke back up in Steven's apartment, and that was it. I was like, well, where's Layla? Where is this? But I did like her moment when they were fighting. She saves this van, and this girl's like, are you an Egyptian superhero? She's like, yes. I was like, yes, you are. Yes.
Yeah, just the whole action sequence there at the end, like you said, when they're switching, between the two, the two versions of Moon Knight, this great synergy that we've got now between Mark and Steven, really like giving each other the body and doing certain moves. I was like, okay, this feels like Moon Knight fully realized, and then now we get Layla. I don't know why I blanked out, but now we get Layla with her powers, and we've seen her be a badass throughout the whole series, so we know she's capable, and now she's got the power of a god with her, so none of this stuff like felt like out of place, like all of a sudden this person gets powers and then all of a sudden knows how to like fight and stuff. Like, no, we've been seeing her do this throughout the whole thing, if not more so than Mark himself. So yeah, that whole moment with her and the girl was awesome, and them tag teaming Harrow was great, and yeah, like just this felt like the payoff that we've been building up to, like at least the physical payoff. This whole action sequence that we get at the end was super cool and well done, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I said, the only thing that caught me off guard was just him ending back up on Steven's apartment, and then the credits rolled. I was like, damn it! But I want to
Yeah.
see what happened with Layla and stuff too. But
And that did feel a little bit abrupt. Where yeah, he says if you know if you want to kill Amit, you do it. Let me go. And then we just get that. Well, but before he goes to before we see him at the apartment, we get that brief little like scene of them in that asylum again, where it feels like they're breaking out of that self doubt almost. And but I'm very curious of like what that all means, because there are certain things that happen here in these last couple scenes that lead me to believe that everything might not be what it is, like literally. So and I'll talk about that in a little bit.
yeah, and then I think this is one of the best post or mid credit scenes, however you want to look at it, where I thought it was just in his mind too, but Harrow's in the asylum, and it was really like tripping me out. I'm like, is he in his mind? Because then we see a guy with black gloves come like, no, I got it, don't worry about it, and starts wheeling him out with the black gloves, and you see the outline of like you see hospital workers like dead there. I was like, oh shit, maybe this isn't in his mind. And you see him roll out. I was like, no freaking way is this the confirmation for it. You see the hat, the jacket, everything, and in this awesome cool white limo, Khonshu's in the suit sitting there like, oh
Yeah.
like, you have to think Layla would be my avatar. Like, why would I when I have the perfect one? He's like, what? And Harold's just kind of like, you're not going to do anything to me. He's like, no, but my avatar will. Taps on the window. It's like, meet Jake Lockley. like,
Yeah.
and then he starts speaking Spanish, which I couldn't tell at first, but then rewatching, I was like, it is just perfect Spanish. And just aces him in the car. I was like, oh, man. So that was a crazy, when I, like how you're talking about, oh, yeah, just I'll let the two of you go. It's like, so Mark will technically still be Moon Knight, but because Jake is the third personality, Khonshu's just a little bit of a fucker and decided to keep him. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's a little harsh, but at the same time, I'm like, I like it.
Yeah, I mean it's consistent with Khonshu's character. He's a total asshole.
Yeah.
Like he uses that technicality and like Steven pointed out, like he's taken advantage of Mark and his his mental disorder. And I guess he was able to find a personality that shared the same goals. From what we've seen so far, or technically not seen, is that that this other personality, Jake, has a tendency and a penchant for violence, extreme violence, and it seems like his outlet aligns with Khonshu's overall goal of punishing villains and stuff. So it makes sense that this personality of Jake and Khonshu would be the ones to hold on to the deal, because they both just like to beat people up.
Bunch of savages is what they are. But you know what? Again, ended perfectly, consistent throughout the whole show. And that's why I really appreciate it with this. But hopefully we get season 2 sometime soon in the near future. I don't know, just because they just changed it last minute. So we will have to keep up to date to that. But anything else you want to comment on, Bern, for this episode?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just the final couple of things where after the basically the whole thing has resolved and they're in the apartment together, like the fact that they're chained up, the both of them, and then the fact that there's like 2 goldfish in the little aquarium that he has now. It's just like, I don't know if it's like literal, like there's a lot of things in the show that we don't know if it's like real or not, but at least symbolically it feels like, okay, like there is this third personality now that they either are aware of or like not too sure of. But it's like it's a cool little visual metaphor thing where it's like, okay, now these two are the ones that are being kept in the dark, like how Steve was the one that we saw in the beginning with him in his apartment chained up, and there was that one goldfish in his aquarium. Now there's 2. It's like, okay, now these 2 guys are being kept in the dark of what's going on with Jake and Khonshu. So it's like, oh, okay, like it feels like the cycle is kind of starting up again, except they're on the other end of it now. So it's like, okay, it's a cool little like visual thing that I really appreciated. And again, there's a lot of that throughout the whole series, and I think they've done a really good job of peppering in a lot of these things to where if you look back on them, you're like, okay, I can see the hints going on, and it's not just completely out of left field. So I just really appreciated that little that detail at the end there.
Exactly. I did not realize the goldfish part, so that's another enlightening thing for me. But like I said, I'm all for season 2, and again now like this show has kind of created a new standard. So hopefully the next Marvel shows we get, which I'm not
Miss Marvel's
entirely
the next one.
Miss Marvel for sure. Hopefully that's as solid as this one. We can only hope, but that's supposed to come out soon. I think in summer, I believe.
Yeah, I think like in the beginning of or sometime around June. I know there's going to be a little bit of overlap between that and Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's the next Disney Plus series, but I know we have Miss Marvel, and then at some point She-Hulk. I don't think they've announced a release date for that yet, though.
I'm psyched for both, so hopefully they'll be as good as this one, if not better. Mm-hmm. And we got Doctor Strange coming up this week, guys. And yeah, stay tuned for the upcoming episodes for that. Obi-Wan, Top Gun Maverick, and Halo is finishing up this month. So I think we're both gonna binge it and get to that soon. So
yep.
And as always, stay bodacious, keep on ranting, and we will see you all in the next one.
Absolutely, everybody. Be good, be safe. Thank you all for watching, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Very excited to talk about Doctor Strange. Can't wait to see that.